Hey everybody, this is Brad at Pisces Pet Emporium. Today, we just got a brand new line of Exo-Terra products fit for dart frogs, and I'm really excited to talk about it with you guys.
Welcome, Pisces, we sell animals.
So this is the new Exo-Terra dart frog tank, and there are a lot of cool new features I'm really excited about. And I think the first thing I'm actually going to be most excited about is they finally just have one door, right? No more escaped humidity through that small crack right there. The other great thing about this too is you just pop it into place, click this down, now it's locked. It's a really strong lock. It's a lot better than those twist locks that when they started to get old, they would break or become very hard to twist. This is just a simple push of a button and pull open. I think this, in my personal opinion, is actually my favorite feature. It's just a door, but it's probably my favorite part. The other really cool feature is up top here is actually going to be glass. Right up here is going to be mesh. So it's about 1/3 glass to 2/3 mesh, again allowing you to keep that humidity in. It also allows you to use their new Terra Sky right on top of the glass part here to keep your live plants alive. But that's not what's cool about the new lid. What's cool about the new lid is you press this in and lift this up. Again, no more twist locks. They finally figured out that the push locks are better. And the other really cool thing that I really like about these new tanks is they actually have a bulkhead in here now fit for draining. There's another little box that comes with it which has a little ball valve on it and some tubing. So all you have to do is just plug that in, set your ball valve up, open up that ball valve, and you can drain your entire tank. And as a whole, this is an excellent product for you guys who are just getting into the dart frog hobby, or even if you guys that have already been in the dart frog hobby for years, this is another cool new product to test out. The first thing you're going to need when setting up a new vivarium for dart frogs is going to be your drainage layer. Now, depending if you want to do a water feature or not is how thick you're going to have that drainage layer. If you're going to want a water feature, you're going to want a thicker drainage layer. Obviously, if you don't want a water feature, you can kind of lower the drainage layer there. Today, we're going to be setting this up as if this does not have a water feature, as we're going to be using the new Exo-Terra frog pond in this. So, we're going to be putting these new Peters branded bio balls into this new Exo-Terra tank here. The Peters branded bio balls are a little bit of a larger bio ball, allowing you to use less, as well as the bag that it comes in is much larger than all the other brands you'll find in pet stores, making this a great steal deal. So now that we have all of our bio balls in our tank, as you can see, it's just a small layer. You're going to want to keep some room in there for their new soil. This is very similar to the fluval stratum, but if you are going to be setting up one of these vivs using the soil, do make sure you're using their frog soil just to make sure it's completely reptile safe. From there, you're going to want to use the bio drain mesh. Let's pop this right out. This is cut for an 18 by 18, which so happens to be the tank. And you just pull it right out. And this is very important to use. One of the ways that I always like to explain this is if you took paper towel and you put a corner of it in a glass of water, that whole paper towel is eventually going to get wet. It's the same thing with your substrate. So if a little bit of your substrate got into your drainage layer, that substrate is going to suck up all of that water you're trying to drain out, and it's never going to properly drain. That's why we use mesh. This is a protective layer to make sure that that soil and drainage layer don't meet, which allows you to use their new bulkhead on the bottom. So all you're going to do is you're just going to put it right in. Now, you are going to notice that this is cut a little big, which is good. You want a bowl shape. Again, it's to really enforce you not mixing your substrate in with your drainage layer, which could be so bad, and you can lead to rotting, you could lead to fungus. There's a lot of bad nasties that can happen from old soaked substrate. So as you can see, you want a little bit of a lip everywhere, and it should fit in just nice. And at this point in time, we would take our soil of choice, either Exo-Terra, Repti soil, or the Jurassic stuff, and we're just gonna put it right on top, spread around. So the best thing about a water feature in this case is the elevated humidity. We are going to be using their new frog ponds and some moss to really help out with our humidity. So what I would do is I would take our frog pond and I would put it kind of right under our plant light, which is our source of heat. Dart frogs don't really need any sources of heat as long as the general room is slightly above room temperature. We would then take their new Terra Sky and put it right on top of the glass area. The generalized heat from the LEDs, though not that much, will help a little bit of the evaporation. From around there, we would take their Exo-Terra forest moss and we would kind of pack it tightly around the trim, as well as kind of up on the wall, and maybe even sort of getting into your background that you guys are going to be making, spray foam and cocoa and such. So that's going to be what's really good about these little frog ponds, is it gives you an option to get a little bit of water in there to help out with the humidity without doing the big complex water features. And speaking of water, we here at Pisces have a new product, the Peters branded Reptile and Amphibian Step 1, now completely aloe-free. You can use this for the reptiles' drinking water, as well as frog water for misting, as well as axolotls for their dechlorinator for their tap water. So as a whole, come on by and pick up our Peters Step 1 for reptiles and amphibians, and definitely take a look at our new Exo-Terra line products. And that's it. If you guys liked the video here, if you can just drop us a like and subscribe to us, as well as you can always come in and have a chat with me. I'm in 5 days a week. I basically live here. So if there's any other questions, you can always come in and have a general chat with me, Brad. Enjoy the rest of you guys' day.